Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with the next review of the Fangoria Challenge. And this time, Jason and I watched Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is a 1982 comic book horror film written and directed by Wes Craven. And, according to Fangoria, it's one of the 101 best horror movies you've never seen. Adrienne Barbeau plays Alice Cable, who is sent to the swamp to work with Dr. Alec Holland, played by Ray Wise. Dr. Alec Holland, along with his sister, the other Dr. Holland, have developed a formula to manipulate the DNA of plant life. This formula will allow for vegetation to survive in areas of the world where it normally wouldn't. This, Dr. Holland hopes, will play a huge role in the fight against world hunger. The problem is, the evil Dr. Arcane is also after the formula. Dr. Arcane sends his gang of thugs, led by David Hess, to steal the formula and kill anyone who gets in their way. Along with other members of Dr. Alec Holland's team of scientists, his sister is killed during the attack. Alice Cable, however, is able to escape. Dr. Holland, though, catches on fire and retreats to the swamp, but not before coming in contact with his formula. Of course, if you've read the original Swamp Thing comic books or know the story, this is how Dr. Alec Holland becomes Swamp Thing. As his transformation begins, Alice is able to retrieve his notebook. This is significant, since it holds the key to the formula. And it's exactly what Dr. Arcane and his henchmen are after. Now they have their sights set on Alice, so they can steal the formula once and for all. Whether it takes capturing Alice or killing Alice, either way, they don't care. But do you know who does? Swamp Thing. Half man, half plant. Swamp Thing is a swamp monster superhero. Like I said, you're probably familiar with the story, so I'll leave it at that. I do think it's awesome that Wes Craven personally wrote this adaptation and directed the movie. It's so much fun, but also the setting is amazing. The movie was filmed on location in South Carolina, and even though it's an actual swamp, it almost doesn't seem real. I mean that as a positive, it just looks so good. It's like Hollywood magic, only it's nature. I do own the Scream Factory release of Swamp Thing on Blu-ray, and I own the movie on VHS as well. But I wanted to show this MGM DVD release for a reason. Those of you familiar with the movie probably know why. This was the first release of the film on DVD, and MGM made a mistake. On the back of the DVD case, it says that the movie is rated PG. However, MGM mistakenly released the uncut R-rated version on this disc. It's also known as the international cut of the film. In fact, they released that same version on the MGM VHS release I own. When they realized the oversight, this disc immediately went out of print, and it was pulled from the shelves. It wasn't until years later that MGM re-released the movie on DVD, and that was the PG version. For real this time. So what's different about this R-rated or international cut? Boobs. A couple of extras get topless, but the biggest change of all is the Adrienne Barbeau bath scene. Toward the end of the film, Adrienne Barbeau's character, Alice Cable, takes a bath in the swamp. In the PG version, we get a nice side view of this. But in this uncut version, we get the money shot. It's a fairly lengthy shot too, and well worth the search for this out-of-print DVD. At one point, this release was extremely pricey because of it. When Scream Factory released the movie on Blu-ray, they also only included the PG version, unfortunately. And speaking of Scream Factory, my relatable recommendation is Darkman, which they also released here as a collector's edition. Darkman has somewhat of a similar storyline. A good scientist is attacked in his lab by thugs and burned. Using his own scientific research, he becomes the horrific, yet heroic, Darkman. Just as Swamp Thing was directed by legendary horror director Wes Craven, Darkman was directed by legendary horror director Sam Raimi. So tell me, have you seen Swamp Thing? Especially this uncut version of it featuring Adrian's Barbeaus. If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. And of course, as always, please be sure to check out Jason's review. What's up next in the Fangoria challenge? Check back soon to find out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind, subscribe.